Today we're going to be discussing Aruba's most famous disappearance. Today's case is going to be the disappearance of Natalee Holloway. Natalee Holloway was a high school senior who had just graduated high school. She was from Alabama and she disappeared in May of 2005. Just a couple days after Natalee's high school graduation, over 100 of her classmates headed to Aruba for a senior class trip. Aruba is a country near South America, near Venezuela, that is a territory of the country of the Netherlands. Looking at the map of Aruba, I thought it was closer to the Caribbean. It's actually pretty far from the Caribbean and Bahamas. That week, Natalee had a great time. She had hang out with a lot of her friends. Her friends came with her on the trip. Her classmates. There was a lot of going to the beach, partying. The legal drinking age in Aruba is only 18, so Natalee being 18 at the time, she could go to bars, she could get alcohol. On the last night of their trip, Natalee and her friends went out to this place called Carlos and Charlie, which is a Mexican bar. There's most like dancing, loud music. And she met this guy, Jordan Vandersloot, and his two friends, brothers Deepak and Satish Kalpo. The last known sighting of Natalee was leaving the bar with Jordan Vandersloot and his two friends. Jordan Vandersloot was, at the time of the case, he was 17. He was actually a Dutch national, so he was from the Netherlands. And basically the next day, when Natalee's classmates were out at the airport to catch their flight to go back to Alabama, she wasn't there. Her parents soon were aware that she was not on the flight, and they basically headed to Aruba to find their daughter. Essentially, those are the main facts of the case. The police zeroed in on Jordan Vandersloot, and they had actually held him in police custody for around 90 days, and he never folded, admitted guilt. The two friends he was with were released, and basically the public's perception and what appears to be the police force in Aruba believe Jordan Vandersloot was the main suspect. Now, what's interesting about this is Jordan Vandersloot's father was an apprenticeship judge, and many of the people who believe Jordan Vandersloot is the main suspect, his dad, the apprentice judge, gave him special coaching and advisement on how to answer police questions, and I guess coaching on how to handle this difficult situation. Jordan Vandersloot was essentially released eventually at around 90 days, and the police force in Aruba basically felt they had no hard evidence that he did anything. He was just the last known person that Natalee was seen with. Since all these years have passed, the vast majority believe Jordan Vandersloot was the either killed Natalee or somehow Natalee died, and he hid her body. Jordan Vandersloot, a lot of investigation, news investigations, just private sleuths have analyzed this case, and they basically felt Jordan Vandersloot, his story changed a bunch of times during the police interrogation process, but again, he was never formally charged. But Jordan Vandersloot did a lot of shady things in the years that have passed. In 2010, Jordan Vandersloot was convicted of murder in Peru. He was convicted of a murder of Stephanie Flores, was a 21-year-old university student who was murdered by Jordan Vandersloot. And he was in Peru serving a 28-year sentence. What's really interesting about this case, though, is there's actually some recent movement on this case. Jordan Vandersloot in June of 2023 was actually extradited from Peru to America to stand trial for extortion charges against Natalee Holloway's family. So in 2010, Jordan Vandersloot was indicted for trying to extort money from Natalee Holloway's mother. claiming he knew where her body was, and he would help them find it if they gave him thousands of dollars. This is a crime, and obviously it makes him look very suspicious. But again, nothing formally, from what it appears in Aruba, was done to him for making this extortion claim. In 2023, he was extradited to Alabama to stand trial for the extortion charges. Some people believe that Peru in the United States improved diplomatically with a change of government, and that's what allowed this extradition to happen. Most experts believe that Jordan Vandersloot will not say anything about Natalee Holloway, but at least there will be some punishment, most likely, for his extortion claims. And as of September of 2023, that's pretty much everything major that has happened. Most people believe Jordan Vandersloot was clearly the suspect, but the case, it appears, is all circumstantial at this point. It's possible his two friends, who were named brothers Deepak and Satish Kalpo, could possibly flip on him, or maybe they know nothing about it, but that's an avenue. After his extortion claims, he changes his story a bunch of times. He was convicted of murder in another country to another young woman. Most people believe Jordan Vandersloot is guilty of the killing or hiding of the body of Natalee Holloway. And people believe that he will be somehow punished by the state of Alabama, by the United States government, for his extortion claims against Natalee Holloway's mother and parents. In the years of past, Natalee Holloway's mom, Beth Holloway, has become kind of a figure in the disappearance community. She even hosted her own disappearance show with Beth Holloway, which was on for one season, and she's really been out there in front of the press trying to bring awareness to her daughter's case. When this happened in 2005, it was a major story, and a lot of people were freaked out about sending their kid abroad, that something like this would possibly happen. And a lot of, at least it appears, American, Western news outlets feel that the Aruba police, it's corrupt, it's built on intimidation. It's a little tough to decipher that from what the information I've seen, but it is believed that definitely Natalee Holloway's parents basically believe that the police force covered their daughter's murder. So what do you think happened? If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the description case below. And thanks for watching Crime. Subscribe for more true crime content.